Intimacy is such an intricate word in marriage. There is going to be a lot of those interweaving of it, or just connectedness with other topics as well. But I would like to, and I would strive my best to stick to the topic that is assigned to me. The basic purpose of marriage is companionship and procreation. What is companionship? In Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, man needed companionship. God found that. 21, the same chapter, woman was created out of man to fill that void. And in Genesis chapter 2, verse 23, Adam declared the woman as his bone and his flesh, as his bone and his flesh. So the very purpose of marriage, companionship, has so much of intimacy that is interwoven into it. Man, according to God's word, is supposed to cherish and nourish the woman. So the relationship is a cherishment as well as a nourishment. What is cherishment? The trustworthiness in it, making the load of the other lighter, listening to each other, praying with the other, putting the other's needs in front of yours, showing gratitude to the other. All that encompasses cherishment. Now, what do you mean by nourishment? Nourishment is a way of complementing and supplementing, helping to develop and utilize the other's gifts, helping to fulfill the other's purpose and dreams, showing and telling the other you love him or her, making romance or connectedness a priority. That is companionship, the nourish and the cherish aspect of it. Now, procreation is part of God's plan of marriage as well. Genesis 1:28, it says, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Now, in thankfulness to God, the couple plans their intimate relationship with the purpose of a child that God allows in their life. So intimacy is a coming together of companionship as well as the purpose of procreation in many aspects of it. Now, the intimacy ladder has spiritual aspect to it, recreational aspect to it, intellectual aspect to it, emotional aspect to it, and physical aspect to it. Many times the word intimate is wrongly used, or the connotation is just physical intimacy alone. But the latter is a spiritual intimacy that moves on to a recreational intimacy, into an intellectual intimacy, with an emotional intimacy that ultimately culminates in physical intimacy. Because of the brevity of time, I want to focus primarily on the physical intimacy part, primarily because of the fact that that is the most wrongly used. And also I want to see how we can connect physical intimacy to the other parts of intimacy so that we know that these are so interconnected. Physical union was designed by God for pleasure and procreation. Pleasure and procreation. The word says, they shall become one. So in marriage, it is a pure and holy connection. No shame or no sin when they become one. And that is a transparent, unashamed, intimate connection. That is intimacy. Or functioning in that role that God ordained, they were not ashamed. And in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4, it says, marriage is honorable among all, and the bed undefiled. The bed undefiled. Honor and defilement. Lack of defilement within marriage and honor within marriage in that pure, intimate, physical relationship that encompasses all the other aspects that we talk about. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3 through 5. Husband and wife are not to refuse each other of marital privileges. What are marital privileges? The same exact thing that we talked about. The maintenance and fulfillment of love and mutual enjoyment. You mutually enjoy and you are able to have that mutual connection with each other where everything is laid bare and everything is naked and transparent. Now, there are some safeguards that husbands and wives must take within the parameters of marital intimacy. I would say 3 words: discuss, ensure, disprove. Let me explain to you what these 3 words stand in intimacy. Discuss difficulties, fatigue, repulsiveness, lack of leisure, hormonal cycles, stimulus for arousal, desire. All these need to be discussed. Otherwise, the intimacy that God intended will not be able to come to culmination. And this is why I said, when you lay bare, the physical intimacy is an emotional, spiritual, and a connection that is completely within the parameters of the holistic being of a person. So the difficulties, the fatigues or repulsiveness, lack of desire, hormonal cycles, stimulus for arousal, desire for each other, all these needs to be discussed. There must be honor and security in a relationship so that the husband and the wife are able to discuss it openly. Ensure. What should we ensure? Privacy must be ensured. In order for intimacy to culminate the way that you want it to be, there must be privacy. This is where we talk about the need for weaning the children off from the bedroom. Safety must be ensured. Are you safe within the environment where you are? You are a vertical animal where you have intellect here, emotion here, and then the appetite and the desire. You're able to think rationally. Is this a safe environment to be more intimate with each other, or am I compromising my privacy? Security. Am I, by being intimate with my own partner? Remember the life of Abraham. Abraham and Sarah. Abraham did not want to reveal that Sarah was his wife for fear of the king of the land that he went to. So am I secure? Am I respecting the body and the life of my partner? Am I violating or respecting? Is there a friendship first that culminates in the intimacy? And also, disprove a age-old myth. Men give love to get sex and women give sex to get love. And that's an age-old theory that has been going on all around the world. The erotic love is primarily because of this primary reason. Let's disprove it. Let's discuss every aspect and let's be able to ensure certain things in our lives so that we disprove certain myth. And as I said, intimacy is holistic, meaning oneness in body, oneness in mind, and oneness in spirit. These 3 things must come together. Emotional and spiritual oneness will or may culminate or consummate in sexual union. Conjugal union is not the ultimate aim for every physical, intimate relationship. Petting and caressing and all those things can be part of it. Foreplay can be just part of an intimate relationship that does not have to end in a physical conjugal union. Now, the word, I really love this. The word that the Bible uses about intimacy is getting to know. Adam knew, or Joseph knew Mary. Adam knew Eve. So when the man went into her, and the word that is used in most of the original translation is that he knew her, meaning that conjugal union has an aspect of where the man actually knows every aspect of the life of the woman. So intimacy is actually getting to know. It's not about getting an act completed, but it is about getting to know. So when I say they were one and they were naked, but they were not ashamed, which means they uncovered everything, but they did not feel shameful in front of the other. So just the same way as the uncoveredness or the nakedness of a man and a woman in between each other, within the safety and the security of each other, is not shameful or is not embarrassing. Just the same way, your financial life, your emotional life, your physical life, your spiritual life, every aspect of it must be so uncovered and transparent that you basically are able to lay bare with each other every aspect of your life. So intimacy is basically perfect love. It's a combination of eros. It is a combination of phileo. It is a combination of storge. It is a combination of agape. All these four things coming together. Yes, there is passion. Passion is infatuation and attraction. There is an attraction, physical attraction with each other. And that actually leads to a commitment. Remain with the other together forever. A passion and a commitment coming together only will produce a long-lasting intimacy. Let me repeat that. Passion and commitment. Otherwise, it will just remain erotic love. But when a passion and commitment come together, then it becomes intimate. Now, passion and commitment plus intimacy. What does that produce? Passion, that is a physical, emotional desire. Commitment to stay with each other. And then being intimate with each other. Do you know what that becomes? That basically is perfect love. Prep or prepare for intimacy. Prepare for intimacy. I've used those, the four letters, PREP as an acronym. Plan to thwart the real enemy. Understand, my brother, my sister who's listening to me, the enemy wants to take away your intimacy. So the real enemy is Satan. And Satan tries to bring in distraction, discouragement, despondency, all those things. Understand the real enemy, plan to thwart him no matter what. Together, with you and the husband and wife and Jesus together, the enemy is gone. Refrain from blame games. Do not blame each other. Now, withdrawal from each other, escalation of the fights with each other, blaming the other in front of the other, or completely curtailing that conversation, all those things must be stopped. Ensure to play offense. Now, we usually play defense, but be proactive. Ensure to play offense. Offense in the sense that be the lead in creating that intimacy. Practice intimacy in your life. Set aside every day for sharing and listening and cultivating friendship. Through that, you will move from the spiritual ladder to an emotional ladder to a physical ladder of intimacy, of ultimate perfect love. Avoid every type of intimacy killers. And I told you about those safeguards. Avoid them. The intimacy killers, avoid them. You will recognize them, avoid them. Enjoy activities together. Recognize the propensities of your partner and then enjoy those activities together. Let me wind up with this word that I always say. Establish at least one weekly time wasted together. Usually the marriage psychologists, they say date night. But usually in an Indian context, they don't use date nights together. But I say waste time with each other. Try to spend that at least once a week. Let me end with this quote from Ruth Graham. Ruth Graham was asked this question, Billy Graham's late wife. And she was asked this question, have you ever contemplated divorce? And she said, never, but murder many times. Yes, there will be situations to just kill each other, but become closer to each other and be intimate. Let your spiritual intimacy lead you to a physical intimacy whereby the ultimate perfect love can be obtained.